On this episode of Playlog, we're talking about indie trading card games, the Fallout London devs starting their own studio, and what it really means to be a cozy game. Recording, timestamps, don't incriminate yourself.
I would never.
Of course, good. That's what we want to hear. Every episode. I would never.
I would never.
Ah, damn it. Hey guys, welcome back to Playlog Podcast, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming. But of course, I can't talk indie games alone because that would be super boring and unfun. So I've got my partner in crime, the Play Nice Kid themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie?
I am fine. I am running out of time to play all of the games.
Yep, felt that. It's a tired time.
Yeah, I'm back at work and now I have even less time to play. And the games just keep on coming.
They do. It's terrible. I say bring your Switch or Steam Deck to work and in those lulls be like, oh, hold on, I'm taking care of the something or other in the back room, and just sit there and fucking play something and just go ham. Not enough hours in the day. That's why we need your guys' help. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, leave a 5-star review on Spotify, because then I was going to make a reference to Tiny Meat Gang, but that's a bad one to go with right now because Cody Co is a person. So don't worry about that. I was like, big podcast, go fun success. Yay. I forgot all about that. You know, the Cody Co, is that like a name that you like at all? No? Oh, he's a guy. No. You might see his face and see him like from like old Vines and stuff like that. But essentially they did a podcast and then Cody got caught out for some, unsavory, drastic age difference type shenanigans.
Oh god,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And it like sucks. Right? And this episode's not gonna be about Cody Co. It's not. But it's one of those ones where you're like, I really enjoy this guy's content. It's awesome. And then he was probably the first one that hit me of like, the fuck, I really liked you, dog. Mm-hmm. Why'd you do this? Like, there's been so many of them, and none of them have been like my creators. And that was like the first one. I'm like, damn it. Fucking Cody. Shit, yeah, man. But he also has like not said anything, but he was DJing in Vegas where he's playing like Justin Bieber's like, it's too late now to say sorry. I'm like, okay. That's a little weird. That's strange, guy.
A little bit.
Big old, yeah, weirdo. But anyway, before we get into the show, real quick, in case you missed it, I just released my review of Arco over on my YouTube channel. I will say just assuming that I got my shit done today and it did go up on Wednesday, but if it didn't, this was a lie. It was a fib, but it probably isn't because I'm good like that. Arco is a dynamic tactical RPG where your decisions shape the story. Listen to me talk about this cool game that may have quite a few issues with it, but that video is available over on youtube.com/CGDannyB if you want to check that out. Also, do not forget, as part of our podcast, we'll be doing our monthly book club where we'll be going back and replaying some indie classics or finally getting around to some modern indies that we just haven't played yet. For the month of August, we'll be reviewing Kentucky Route Zero, a magical realistic adventure game about a secret highway running through the caves beneath Kentucky and the mysterious folks who travel it. So if you want to get involved with the episode, play the game this month, and then head over to our write-in form in the description and give us your thoughts on Kentucky Route Zero for August 27th episode of Playlog Podcast. That will be live over on Twitch for you guys to hang out as well, and then post it on YouTube and podcast feeds at our usual scheduled time. We both still have to start the damn thing, and with embargoes and other games to play, there's not enough time in the month.
I just got accepted to like two different playtests.
Let's go.
So, like, which is cool, but I still have to play Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky Route Zero. It was funny, right? Cause actually, I forgot I have to add something to the doc, so I'll have to do that while we're shenanigans and talking. But I got like 17 more emails today, and they're like, "Here's a key. Here's a key." I'm like, "Nope, please, nope, can't, nope." It's really funny. I need to tweet it out, but I got one today that was just like, "Hey, here's the key you requested," and it's like, I have never seen this game in my life. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll take the key, thank you. But the ones are like, "Yeah, here's the one you requested." I'm like, This is a marketing thing, right? You just say, you know what? Just tell them this. Tell them they request it, and they'll definitely play it. Granted, it looks cute. I definitely want to play it.
It's working.
It is. It's working a little bit, but also, yeah, embargoes, so I don't want to, real quick. I won't pull all the information in because I forgot to do it, but I will at least just put Outbound info. Bam, slap, done. Anyway. But before we get started, we want to break the ice. Remember, you can write into the show using the form in the description, asking your questions about gaming, content creation, life, and etc. We'll read it right here on the show, just like Cartoon Burb did. Cartoon Burb asks, with the rise of media-inspired TCGs, that's trading card games for the unfamiliar, i.e. Lorcana and the One Piece trading card game, what indie game do you think would be cool to see turned into a trading card game? Are you a trading card game kind of guy? Collect, play, any of that?
I wanted to for the longest time. Like I wanted to get into Magic the Gathering, and I dabbled with it when Arena was released. But it just, you have to sink so much money into it, and I do not have that money.
Yeah. Now, I used to play Magic. I just hit the point where I'd go to like pre-releases and stuff, and when I was playing at home with my friends, that's awesome. That's a great time sometimes. And then when everyone starts building their own decks, getting crazy. But I remember competing with some like 9-year-old. I wish I had an actual set of cards in my hand. But they sit there at these events with the cards like shuffling the cards in between each other. Like, okay, your move, done. Okay, and they're flipping cards. And I'm like, I have no clue what they're doing. I'm like, can I see that card? Like, you don't know what it does.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, no, I don't even want to play anymore. So I gave up on Magic. I gave my best friend from high school all of my cards with the exception of the ones that like I cared about. So I have a few commander decks, but Magic is so great with the right people. But I like, if we just all went and bought precons right from the Walmart shelf and just played with those for the rest of our lives, I'd be satisfied. That's more fun for me. But that being said, I don't often think about games I want to see turn into trading card games. If anything, they're deck building roguelikes that I would love to have a physical deck of. And last week was a roguelike episode, right? Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
We talked about Wild Frost. I'm like, I would love to have a physical deck of Wild Frost, and like I would do pack unboxing and stuff like that. Like I would totally be into that. But that sounds like a cheap answer that I want to go with by default. But I'm gonna also cheat a little less, and there's the card game in Shovel Knight King of Cards, which I forget what it's called. But I would totally play that in real life. That'd be a fun one.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I haven't played enough Shovel Knight, so I don't know.
Well, it's about time.
Game, I know it's about time. Oh man, just imagine if we had like this book club kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where we could suggest games to each other.
We're gonna get around to it. We're probably gonna do it. But they're releasing like the Shovel Knight DX edition, deluxe edition, something that has like all the campaigns. You could like play the campaign as like any of the characters, even the ones that don't have their campaigns. It looks fucking wild. So I'm like, I'm gonna force Tofr to pick that one up.
Okay.
Then we'll do a Shovel Knight book. Exactly. We're gonna have a time of our lives.
Nice.
Well,
I try to not go for roguelike deck builders because I've played so many of them, and all of them would be great as physical games. But I wanted to try something else, and my mind wandered to Thirsty Suitors.
Ooh.
Because you've got like the main characters who are all fascinating and could like have their own play styles, but then you've got random suitors that could be like a kind of minions that you use in battles. I don't know, and it would make collecting the cards as well as playing them fun. I think.
I'd be totally down for that. That sounds fun. I feel like there's a really good board game with that has cards in it. Because my default's thinking of going to Walmart, picking up the packs, and being like, how many different cards can you get for Thirsty Suitors? I mean, enough, I'm sure, but probably like
that's true.
A single season or a wave or whatever. But either way. I need to go back and finish Thirsty Suitors. That's one that got away from me. I played a good chunk on Game Pass, and I got scared for a second. OBS, I have the little chat doc for when I'm on live on stream, and for some reason it disconnected and reconnected, so I saw a message pop up that said, welcome to chat room. I'm like, oh my god, did I go live by accident? No, we're fine. That was just weird. So if any of the video watchers saw my eyes go extremely wide for a second, that's what happened.
I also picked a second choice
in
case Thirsty Suitors wasn't interesting enough.
It was terrible.
And I would go for Hollow Knight.
Okay, that's another good one.
The thing is, it's a good one, but I would announce it and then never again update anyone.
I just never release it.
No.
And then I'll give you one trailer and then be like, hey, Xbox says it's coming this year, and then it doesn't come this year. And then we're all just like waiting for this card game to come out. And every new game that gets announced, every new trading card game for an anime and everything gets overshadowed by the Hollow Knight card game. Yep.
Yeah, and every once in a while there'll be like a post on eBay that says like unopened pack of cards from the Hollow Knight. And it would go for like millions.
They're like, how'd you get these? These aren't supposed to be out for who knows how long. Team Cherry, you're monsters. If you guys aren't making bank on Silk Song, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Who the shit is mowing the lawn? Goddamn neighbors. Sorry, chat. We're chaotic today. But Bird, thank you so much for writing in. Chat, let us know. Chat, comment section, whichever one you're in. Let us know which one, which indie game you would love to see turned into a trading card game. Timestamp, baby. They're working today. Now, let's talk about some quick indie news. We got 3 articles. Psych lol, gotcha. The first one being WolfEye Studios reveals details about their next game. Ooh, I got a freaking advertisement on the screen. It won't go away. WolfEye Studios, the team who made Weird West, which I've yet to play. I don't know if you've played Weird West yet.
Same. I bought it and it's there.
Yep, it's sitting on my PlayStation. It looks cool. It looks cool.
It does. It does.
Let me see here. This article, oh God, I don't know what website. We're on bleedingcool.com. This article is written by Gavin Sheehan. It's an article summary. Indie game development studio WolfEye Studios releases new details recently about their latest game in development, as they have officially wrapped pre-production on their new title. The company didn't really reveal any details about the game in general beyond the fact that it is a first-person action RPG, and based on the images released for it, it looks to be a sci-fi steampunk kind of world. Now, you had me at steampunk, so I'm kind of into this already, dog. I fucking love a good old steampunk.
Same.
Beyond the idea that they're jumping into full production of the game, we're basically waiting to see what it will end up being, which could be a few years off. We have more from the announced release below. And then if you're watching the video version, there's this like very Fallout-esque robot thing with like 4 arms, and I think they're guns, but they don't have like an opening. They look like they're more like pistons. I don't really know what's going on there. But I'm getting Fallout meets what was the Russian one that came out last year? That took forever to come out.
Oh God.
Shit, what's that game called?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna punch a wall here. I know I'm envisioning it. I keep wanting to call it Wolfenstein. It's not what it is.
No.
Shit, it's gonna come to me. Or you can Google it, one or the other. I'll keep reading the article. WolfEye's intention is to get input from the community early in its development process to help make the game the best that it can be by running an exclusive and limited private alpha. This announcement follows a playful tease at Game Developers Conference, GDC, where the studio shared an image of a whiteboard from their Austin office with the words retro sci-fi and first person scribbled on it. WolfEye Studios is the team made up of world-class industry talent who primarily came from Arcane Lion and Arcane Austin. The latter, which permanently closed back in May of this year. Co-founded by industry veteran Raf, Colantonio, and CEO executive producer Julian Roby, also former Arcane executive on Dishonored and other Arcane Studios games. WolfEye's first game, an isometric third-person action RPG called Weird West, made its announcement debut at the Game Awards in 2019 and was published by Devolver Digital in March 2022. A little more info there on Weird West, but yeah, I like teases. I like teases when they turn into things, so that's always fun.
That's true, but they've got like, I've heard that Weird West is really good. That's why I bought it.
Yep.
And they have like lots of talent in that studio.
Yeah, I'm like insanely
you're
excited
looking
to see
for
what it
the
is.
Russian game.
Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart is the one I was talking about.
Right.
God, that was a struggle bus. I was like, I need to find. I googled games like BioShock, and it was the first thing that showed up. Oh, that was a struggle bus. I was struggling, dude. But yeah, as maybe we'll force Weird West to be a book club episode one day when this gets close to an announcement. But I think it's cool. I've very much been first person shooters are not my thing, but specifically like the multiplayer ones, COD, Battlefield, even Splitgate I played for a while, but just is never really my space. But you mess me up with a Far Cry, you mess me up with any kind of single player. Give me a new Fallout. I'm really not in the mood for Fallout 4 anymore. But like whatever Fallouts we can get into, give me something like that and I'm all in. Like that's really fun. So it's hitting like a first person action adventure RPG type deal. Like that sounds really fun. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What I saw from Weird West was that they really get the setting right. Mm-hmm. They really create this vibe of your being there. So if they can make the world in this new game as lived in, that would be really cool.
Yeah. Oh, let's get it, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let us know what you guys are thinking about this new WolfEye's game here. Wow, we timestamp, ba-boom. Moving to another big one. Fallout London devs are making plans to, quote, launch their own indie game studio. And with 500,000 downloads, they're off to a great start. This one comes from Dustin Bailey over at Games Radar. Ba-boop. Got to give them the screen so they can read. I mean, y'all ain't reading along, but at least you can see. Fallout London arrives 2 weeks ago to instant massive success to the tune of 500,000 downloads in its first day alone. Now it seems the devs have been bigger things in mind, which plans to start a new indie studio and build their own original game. Quote, as much as I love the fact that this is a free project that we can offer this thing to free for the community, free doesn't pay our bills. Says Fallen's Dean Carter tells the BBC, which has been great for us. What has been great for us is that a lot of people who have really enjoyed it have donated to us. And what we're doing with that is we're channeling it into Team Fallon. I think Fallon, I'm saying Fallon, it might be Fallen, but Fallon seems right. Channeling that into Team Fallon, which obviously what we're going to be moving into when we have hopefully launched our own indie game company. So I don't know how much you know about Fallout London. I haven't jumped into it myself. Is this something that's been on your radar at all?
No, because I haven't played Fallout 4 at all.
Fair enough.
Because the Fallout games are just these giant time sinks. I haven't found the time to like get into 4. But I've heard great things, and the fact that they're already on 500,000 downloads,
yeah, dude.
I'm really loving that.
Yeah, dude. It's one I haven't followed myself. I watched a little bit of gameplay through like TikTok and stuff, but essentially it is just a giant mod that is a new world for Fallout 4. It takes place in London. I'm not the biggest Fallout guy, so I'm not the most like lore savvy, like, oh, but they got this guy and they talked about this dude and da-da-da-da-da. But people seem to be loving it. People are in love with it. And when I can see what turns into, from like just a simple mod, people have asked me before, like, do mods and like fan games count as indie? I'm like, yeah, technically. Like, you get in the weird weeds where people are making like Mario fan games and Pokemon ROM hacks and stuff like that, where you're really using IP that you're not getting paid for or anything. It's a love letter, something you do in your own time to improve what Nintendo won't do. But no, I definitely think those are like stepping stones for like becoming a developer or just even calling yourself one. So seeing them make like, hey, we made Fallout London, which already is like an insane jump for like your first indie project. I could totally see them building something as beloved as like an Outer Worlds and having their own open world RPG that feels like a Fallout, but it is its own IP. So I think that's an awesome thing, and I hope they continue to make some of the funding behind it come through, just like they got these donations here. They don't give it, I don't think they give any facts and figures, at least not in the article, but listen, we get that first trailer and we're like, from the creators of Fallout London, the gas, it's there, baby, it's there.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Now I do believe if they were to make this mod like a paid mod, I still think people would buy it.
They probably would.
It reminds me of like the situation with what's it called, Dwarf Fortress.
Yes, Dwarf Fortress. Yeah.
That was free for so long, and then all of a sudden they released the final version, which you had to pay for, and they became instant millionaires.
yeah, like it's the fear, right? Where I'm like, that is such a flash in the pan and such a strange thing. I'm like, interesting. On paper, I'm like, oh, people are gonna be pissed. This thing I've had for free for so long, and I have to pay for it. This is garbage. But like, I'm sure people did bitch and moan about it, but numbers didn't lie. They're making some cash. So I don't know how they can go about a Fallout one where they could be like, hey, we have Fallout London, let's charge for it, before Bethesda's just like, or Microsoft even, the bigger scary one, is just like, yeah, you thought, son? Bam, we're taking it. Give us London, you know? Like, that's scary. But I hope they see that and be like, hey, we're not going to charge for Fallout London because we just don't want to go to jail. That's the A. That's the A of it. I can't afford this. But No, I think it's really dope what they've done here. I don't know the quality or how much content there is. If anyone out there has played Fallout London, be sure to let us know how big this monstrosity is, and maybe that'll give us an image of what their first title as Team Fallen, whatever they call themselves, will look like in the future. That's really cool.
It is.
Get going, Team Fallen. Timestamp, baby. Now, because it was a last minute ad that I totally forgot to put in there, and I don't have anything in the doc, so I kind of have to read it from the email. We got some information on the upcoming game Outbound. In case you guys hadn't heard of Outbound before, I'll pull up the trailer and all the video watchers can be like, oh my god, what is this? But their Kickstarter just went up a couple hours ago as of us recording it, a few days ago, for you folks watching the podcast when it's out. But Outbound is this cute little open world adventure where you have your own RV and you're upgrading it with different things to power it. You're putting plants, stuff for ingredients. It's cute and fun and cozy. The video's lagging a bit. Give me a second. I'm trying to get that going. But I got some behind the scenes creator info here for Outbound that dropped again today as of recording. You can play alone or with up to 4 players in co-op and multiplayer, because I can see the video still not going. Ooh. Beach. But yeah, I guess there are a bunch of people asking about co-op, and now it's here. You're going to be having up to 4-player co-op for it. You can build and customize in and on top of your own camper van, transform your vehicle into your dream home with unique furnishing and decorations, gather materials to craft workshops and building parts, gather, farm, and cook delicious food, power your electric vehicle using various energy sources, and choose from several vehicle options, each with its own characteristics. A little information on the co-op here. You asked, we listened. As requested by the community, Outbound can now be played alone or together with friends. Explore a colorful open world with a variety of biomes, resources, and secrets together with your friends. Play Outbound alone or with up to 4 friends cooperatively. There's a bunch more information, but you can find it all over on their Kickstarter, which just went up today. I am not entirely sure what their goals are for fundraising here, but they have plans to come to PC, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. So if you want to get in there and do some helpity help stuff, they also have stuff for alphas and a few in-game things if you support at certain levels. So if you've never done Kickstarter before or you love doing some Kickstarters, Outbound's a good one to look at. I know you tagged me in this one, so I want to hear what you had to think.
Yeah, I went to back it an hour ago, and it was at 98%.
Damn, let's go!
And I see that it has 100% funded in less than 2 hours.
Yep, here we go. Their pledge goal 32,000. They're at 40 right now, so yeah, 100% fund.
And still 29 days to go.
Hey,
so
go ahead. Success stories, you love that. On day one, we're like, bam, we hit it. They're over there gassed, dude. They're like, sick. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go for some stretch goals.
That's so awesome. Let me see. What do they have the stretch goals on here?
I don't know if they have any yet.
Come on with some now.
Oh, it's a Dutch studio. I didn't know that.
No shit. Get it going. We got stretch goals. So 30K, it's funded. 45K upgraded units. You can upgrade some of your units, such as solar panels or turbines, to generate more energy. At an undisclosed goal, which I'm sure they didn't expect to hit by now, they're adding camping. We add items that can be placed outside of your camper van, such as bonfires and camping chairs. They have a couple things about how many backers they have, some of the deluxe edition stuff. Yeah. So this game's already successful, but you can make it even more successful and more catered to what you want to see in a camper van game by supporting it over at, I was going to say Kickstarter.com/Outbound, but I don't know what the link is. I don't know what it is, but go to Kickstarter, look up Outbound.
Kickstarter.com/projects/SquareGlade/Outbound.
Question mark reference equals A6F8YS and token equals 422D6C52. If you wrote that down and you typed it in yourself, you get bonus points. Be sure to let me know if you did that. Yeah. But no, I'm really excited for Outbound. I did a video a little while back about it, just being like, hey, what's Outbound? What's it going to be? And I'm not one for like survival games like that, and this less survival, it's a little more just exploring craft and stuff, but this one looks like it's gonna be a time sink. Like I could just see me streaming, be like, all right guys, I'm done for the day, and then just hoodie on the couch and just go into town on Steam Deck and playing it. And I'm really excited for Outbound.
Yeah, same. Would love to play that co-op as well.
Absolutely,
just
dude. 100%.
Hanging around with friends with your camper van.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, that's one where I feel like if I have the option for separate files, I totally understand if we don't. But if I can have like, this is the Danny world, I'm just doing my thing, and then we have the separate world, so we're all kind of pacing it together and like, cool, let's get our stuff. Did you get the thing? Bring the thing, and we got to upgrade the van. The tire's flat, fix it, blah, blah, blah. Like, that sounds like a blast. I'm totally down for that.
Yeah.
Go Outbound. Congrats on your success, you insane monsters, you. You fucking animals. This is what I'm talking about. Support indies, people.
Yeah.
But yes, now that we've talked about that cozy game, timestamp, how about we get into the topic of the show, segue?
Oh, wow.
What can I say?
That was so professional.
It really was. It was. Tofr.
Yeah.
We struggled this week to figure out what to talk about. And very much last night, we're like, you want to talk about what makes a cozy game? So we said, yes, that's a good idea. Let's do it. So long story short, I pulled up Google. And I said, what is a cozy game? And Google's results say cozy games are a subgenre of video games that are designed to create a comfortable and relaxing experience for the player. They often feature non-violence, open-ended goals, and activities like farming, gathering, and nurturing characters. Cozy games are often described as wholesome, accessible, and lighthearted, and they often have simple mechanics and low-stakes gameplay. Players can usually go at their own pace, explore the world, and take detours as they please. What do you think about that description of cozy games?
It sucks because the first thing I noted down was there doesn't seem to be any definition of what a cozy game is.
Now, I'm chalking that up to Gemini or Google Gemini, whatever. You just Google and they just throw things together. They find the internet. That being said, I do think what they gave there through Gemini is kind of like the default, like what a cozy game is. I think we see things like wholesome games, and we see the plethora of cozy game YouTubers, right? Where we're talking about not just Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon, but the whole 9 yards of it. We brought it up because, oh God, what's the title of the game that's blowing
Field
up
of
right
Mystria.
now? Field of Mystria, that everyone's loving. I remember that getting announced at not this past, but the previous wholesome games, I believe we saw that one there. And like everybody's loving it. It's all over my Twitter feed. I haven't played it myself yet. I don't know if you've touched it at all or plan to.
Played 5 minutes of it, but then I had to go to sleep. So
Fair enough.
That's this weekend, baby.
Tofr said bad game. Doesn't want to touch it. You heard it here. Yeah, seeing like one of these cozy games that's blowing up. Everyone loves them, but it's not like new. It's not unique. It happens all the time. And like Stardew being the biggest example. But I don't necessarily think this is a wholesome game, this is a cutesy one, non-violent, etc. equals cozy. I think every gamer has their cozy view. But before we get into like the nuances of the whole thing, what do you think of cozy games? Where are you at with it? If you define a cozy game,
I think cozy games are mostly about a certain vibe, like, and in a different way, like other genres have their names, like first-person shooter or roguelike, and that tells you something about the mechanics. But cozy games are just what they make you feel. They give you the dopamine. They give you like happy feelings.
Plant the things, pick the things, make the people smile. Yeah, no, 1000%. I like I said, there's a specific energy to what I think cozy games fall under, and when I go to make a TikTok, right, where I'm like, oh, I want to post this game that even though I may find like super cozy and relaxing, doesn't necessarily fit the vibe of what a cozy game. Now we're getting the same thing of like, what's an indie game? What's a vibe? Or it's a specific definition and da. But like for me, I would say Cuphead is one of my cozy games, and that does not fit this description. Going at your own pace, non-violent, etc. But if I go back and think about when I started Cuphead and learning how to beat these bosses and getting my teeth kicked in over and over again, now it's very much like I just kind of mindlessly need to do something. I will sit back and just play through Cuphead knowing like, this is how Grim Magic's going to attack. I know I'm going to equip this and dodge this. I know I need to go and do this level, blah, blah, blah. And that is just, it makes my brain go burr when I play through Cuphead. And that is now like a cozy game for me. I wouldn't go and describe it to other people's as like, hey, this is a cozy game. You should check out Cuphead. This is a game you're going to love, farming and doing all those cutesy, wholesome things. Like, that's not what it is. And I don't see a world where a lot of other people consider Cuphead a cozy game, but it's my cozy game. So I think that's where the wall fits. That's a sentence, whatever.
Well, it's like you say, like cozy means something different to different people.
Yeah.
A friend of mine likes it when the numbers go up. When you stab at monsters and the numbers appear above their heads, and that just like it's everything that they want from a game. And that would probably make it cozy for them. For example, I think Power Wash Simulator is really cozy.
I would agree.
Because I can just sit back and, like, whether I'm playing solo or with a friend, I'm just like, oh yeah, oh, look at how clean this is now. This feels good.
Yeah, 1000%. Because I think it's a game where you don't have to worry about, like, there's no outside interruptions. You're not washing a playground for all of a sudden a giant lion to come in and attack you. Like, that's not something you're concerned with. You're just like, I can't reach this one little smudge of dirt underneath the slide because I can't crouch low enough or something. Like, that is like the most problems you have in something like Power Wash Simulator. So I would totally put that into cozy games. And I think my brain just figured, like, is this a game that I would hashtag cozy game on TikTok when I'm posting a video? Would I do that? Totally. Wholesome game, anything like that, I would totally throw on there. And this was so last minute. I would have loved to have, like, a Jenny Wyndham, friend from PAX and so on and so forth to be like, what's your take on it? But, busy out here doing our lives. But, man, it's weird, right? Because I would also consider myself a cozy gamer. And I think if you go through, like, YouTube videos, right, and you look up cozy gaming, you have a very, like, hey guys, welcome back, and I'm going to show you some indie games today. They're going to make you feel cozy. Like, there's a very particular vibe for that. I am not that. I am unapologetically not that. That being said, when I'm playing something like Cult of Lamb and I'm walking around my town getting all excited because people are eating shit in bowls of poop and like, oh, this is great, I can still see that, though it's a little, like, gross and disgusting. That's still pretty cozy. If there was just a section of Cult of Lamb where I could just do the farming and city building part, people would love that. People would flock to that. I'm sure they'd have, like, a whole subgenre if we did just the Cult of the Lamb farming part. Listen, I'm just saying. Mini Monster Team.
No, but cozy doesn't have to be, like, soft and gentle all the time. It can be chaotic. I think there's people who find Baldur's Gate to be cozy.
Yeah.
Because they get to they get to talk to people and they get to socialize, and especially if they've already played through the game a couple of times, like you have with Cuphead.
Yep.
It becomes cozier because you know what to expect, but it still feels good when it happens.
Yeah. It's just like that simple adventure, right? Or even adventure is like maybe too far. You don't necessarily have to have an adventure to it, because again, we use examples like Stardew Valley. We use examples like Potion Permit, which is one that I think would hit for me a little bit more than Stardew Valley. But there's still other games like Potionomics, which has like a pretty interesting challenge curve, which I'm excited that they announced, like, when the next edition, like the full edition, comes out, there's difficulty modes, because I'm playing on casual, dog. That thing was beating my ass after the first boss, and I was like, there's no way I can beat this, so I'm gonna go through again on casual mode. Chat was like, are we ever gonna finish it? I'm like, I can't beat this game, guys. I don't know what to do. But even, like, just looking at that one visually, like the cute, soft characters, even like the rugged ones still look super cozy and everything. And I think there's like an attraction to the visual style. I just pulled up Twitter, and like the first thing I see was Wander Stop, which I'm like, that's an upcoming one from, the team over at Ivory Road, with the background of like the Stanley Parable, right? But this is a very different vibe to it, which I think looks absolutely precious and adorable. And I can't wait to see this one unfold. But that definitely falls under cozy, I would say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When I was doing some research for this episode, I came across an interview by GamesIndustry.biz.
Okay.
Where they talked with 3 different developers about what makes a cozy game cozy.
Okay.
And the featured devs made Hoko Life, The Spirit and the Mouse, and Witchy Life Story.
Okay,
which I found.
The last one.
I found this really interesting because they're 3 very different games.
Yeah.
Despite all being labeled cozy. Hoko Life is basically a love letter to Animal Crossing New Horizons. Spirit and the Mouse is more of an adventure game, and Witchy Life Story is more of a, like, management sim, but cozy. Yeah. So I like that. There's a breadth to the cozy genre that I adore. Yeah. Because there's something cozy for everyone. Like I also wrote down that cozy usually gets labeled as a genre for women.
Correct. Yeah. It does.
Like, especially women who play on their Switch. That's like the cliche image that people have of, like, the cozy gamer. But there's that's so limiting. Like,
it is insanely so.
Like, first of all, a barrier for women to come into the gaming world being broken is amazing. So that's not it's not even a good argument.
Yeah.
But like, cozy games are for everyone, especially because cozy games can be very different.
Yeah. I think there's just you mentioned like breaking down the barrier of like, I would say, not to build on the stereotype or anything, I would say a majority of the gamers I know, girl gamers, I hate that term, female gamers who are playing games are often playing the cozier ones. But like, that is so minimalizing. I don't think that's the word I want to, but like, yeah, I feel like, because I'd see, again, like Jenny Wyndham, like the poster child for wholesome games. But like, talking to her personally, she plays so much Final Fantasy, which I don't think would necessarily fall under cozy, but for her, games that she's played umpteen times, or how many times she's played on repeat, or going back to play one for the first time, or jumping the new one, like, those could totally fall into the vibe of being cozy for her. But I don't see a Final Fantasy game hitting the wholesome direct anytime soon, right? So I think there's the reflection of like, what's cozy to me and what's generally considered a cozy game. But I don't think necessarily either of those have to divide and be like, oh, I only play cozy games, so I can't touch Cuphead, I can't touch Potionomics, I can't touch Mouse in the Spirit in the Mouse. And sure one, I played like 13 seconds of it. Like, I didn't get back to Spirit in the Mouse. That's a cute one. I enjoy what I got to play that one for the Steam Next Fest demo, but it's sitting in my library at the moment. I was trying to pull up the website. I don't know if they have like a direct Wholesome Games website. I was going to see if they had like a catalog of things that they have, but it pulls up like a link tree type deal.
Oh, okay.
I guess I can use their TikTok. I could do that one.
They have a newsletter. I don't know if you're subscribed to that.
I don't think I am, but I think I need to be. But yeah, like even if we scroll through like, there's Jenny Wyndham. But yeah, like Minimi Lane, Tiny Glade. As I just go through Flock, like Creatures of Ava. That's another one that like I don't think I would immediately call cozy or like a wholesome game. But it is Dungeons of Hinterberg with one with combat with like non-violence, and I think that one comes down to its soft kind of cel-shaded aesthetic, and I think that builds that like coziness. But even in like the same row, we see things like A Little to the Left, which puzzle game that I definitely would call cozy. But we're talking about this vast difference. We have Shim, which we talked about before. We have that new one that I forget that's very Chibi Robo looking. I'm trying to look at the hashtags. They don't have the hashtag of the title, but yeah, you know, like cozy isn't minimizing to like, this is a game that looks and plays like Stardew Valley. I think everything can be cozy to someone, just not to all.
Exactly. I have an example. I think that will prove that beautifully. Wild Frost, to me, is not a cozy game. It looks cozy. It's adorable, but it's not cozy for me.
Yeah.
Slay the Spire is a cozy game for me, because Slay the Spire lets me do everything at my own pace. There's no pressure. I can take as long as I want. While Wild Frost has like lots going on in one screen. There's all of these timers that are running down, and my mind is just like, nah, this is too much information.
Yeah,
I cannot deal. So, but lots of people will say Wild Frost is cozy because it looks like a cozy game.
Yeah. Listen, guys, it's the coziest game ever. You should pick it up on either Switch, PC, or mobile and play the cozy game Wild Frost. It's so welcoming. There's no challenge to it. It's just cute art. Battling people. It's fun. but also like, again, like as I've mentioned before on the podcast, like I'll be playing, I'm again looking at the market board of the 7 games I have to review for the coming weeks, whether those be on the podcast or full videos. But like now I'm sitting here, I'm like, tonight when I get this video done, would it make sense to just sit back and play some Wild Frost and just like veg out? Because even though there's the challenge to it, like my brain is just wired in the way now where I'm like, it is a relaxing time to play Wild Frost. And then there's the hype moments where I do really cool things. I'm like, oh, adrenaline, let's go. And then I'm just right back to it, laying back with the mouse and clicking and doing things. Like, okay, we'll put this guy down. Oh, I got the Big Berry Man. Let's go. I talk about Wild Frost a lot here. Sorry, I have my collection of games. But yeah, I think it's weird. I feel like I keep saying like, yeah, cozy could be so many different things, but that's the crux of it. One of those things where I feel like it's not an argument, right? I think if anything, I think it comes from, there was a post decades ago. I don't know how satirical it was. Decades is overstretched. Maybe a decade ago. but I don't know if it was a rage bait one, if it was a genuine thing, but it was like a text thread or like a tweet where a guy had basically just been like, hey, all of you out there, girls, you're not real gamers. You're playing on Nintendo, not real gamers. Animal Crossing, not real gamers. It just went down a list of all these things. Or like Stardew Valley, not real gamers. And like, it was one of those things. And I remember seeing like the rage in every comment section when that thing was reposted, where I'm like, this is a dude who goes to GameStop once a year to pick up his new copy of Call of Duty, comes home and plays that for the year, and then says, I'm a real alpha gamer, bro. So like,
get good.
Exactly. That's the person I see when they're like, cozy gaming's not gaming. I could just picture the dude with the, not body shaming anybody, but the dude who's hunched over, acne, big old teeth, glasses, just like, you can't beat me in my copy of Call of Duty. I'm gonna show you it. No, put the glasses back on. It wasn't an overall thing. It wasn't everybody's glasses. You don't have the tape on yours that fix them together because you're too lazy to go to the optometrist to get a second pair. You're fine. You're fine. Nothing wrong with your glasses. But you watching, you're the nerd.
Oh wow!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But for Spotify listeners, you're listening, not watching, so you know I'm not talking to you. That being said, 5-star review on the episode. That's just one of those things where I can see so many people outside. Now, we cover indie games on a regular basis, and those already as a whole just get like this bad rap of just like, they're too small. They don't like, they're made with low budgets and da-da-da-da-da. Like, this isn't going to be a good game because it's not some big blockbuster experience. I think cozy games, typically being a subsect of indie games, right? It's just like, damn, that sucks that they're looked down upon by like even just a part of an audience. And that's just everything's gonna have haters. But I just want to see one of those like Madden bros be like, man, I'm tired of losing this game, I'm getting on Animal Crossing. And then just I like love those, right? When I see any of those behind the scenes NFL ones, or like, what game you playing? He's on a Switch like, I'm playing Animal Crossing. I'm like, yeah, that's my guy. Those are always so exciting.
Yeah. But that's the cool thing with cozy games. Like they connect people. Like, okay, you've got your single player adventures as well, obviously. Yeah. But is there a game that has had the kind of social power that Animal Crossing has had and during the pandemic? Is there any big budget game that like has that kind of impact?
FORTNITE.
Okay. Yes. Listen. FORTNITE can be cozy.
It can, 1000%. It is my fill the void. Like, I have an hour before stream. Let me play a couple matches of FORTNITE. Literally, I finished working on a script and I'm like, I have 45 minutes. I played a match of FORTNITE before we hopped on to do the podcast today. Like, it is a very like filler for me. I don't know if I would go as far to say FORTNITE's my cozy game because I get pissed at FORTNITE. But yeah, I guarantee I've played with people who like get in, they play, if they win, like, hey, we got another one. Or if they lose, they're like, damn, just queue up again. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I'm tired of getting crushed by 9-year-olds who don't put this game down because they took mom's credit card and bought the cool new skin. I'm getting pissed off about it. Use code CGDannyB at checkout. Yeah, no, I think any game, regardless of genre, intensity, whatever, I know there are people who's like Dark Souls, FromSoft Souls-likes are their comfort games. They're their cozy games, which, God, you cretins, I don't know how you do it, but good on you. Live your life. But, yeah, get cozy, y'all.
It's true. Like, it just makes me go back to like the definition that you gave at the start of the segment. You can like prove every part of that definition wrong because there's always exceptions.
Yeah, let's see.
Like, another thing that would make a game cozy for me is that it makes me feel good. But yeah, making you feel good can include like sadness. For example, Spiritfarer is a cozy game to me. But good God, did it make me cry.
Yeah.
But it's still cozy.
So cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think it's another one that falls into like the visual style of it. Like, you look at that, I'm like, oh, this is going to be like just a sweet adventure. It's not. It's sad. But I think that's what I love about some of those cozy experiences where like, even though as a whole on the surface, it looks like it's just a fun, happy time, Spiritfarer does hit you with the like, you're gonna feel something in this one when you go to talk to this person, or you carry this person to the afterlife, or et cetera, et cetera. Like, you're gonna feel something to then go right back out and visit a new island and get new plants and new materials, so you can knit somebody a sweater and then be like, now you're cozy, now I'm taking you to the afterlife. And like, there's all these different steps to it. Looking back at the definition, they have to feature nonviolent. We already talked about that. Open-ended goals. It's debatable. I mean, not necessarily. I don't think it just includes that. But then, yeah, the activities like farming, gathering, and nurturing characters. I think that's probably the most, like, I say generic, not to be like, oh, everyone does this. But I say when you're like, I'm making a cozy game, what is it? It's typically a farming sim. We've seen that Nintendo Directs that have 40 farming sims announced. I'm like, I forget which one's which. I don't even know which one's like that farming sim anymore.
The thing is, I'm not sure that there are that many farming sims. It looks like it, but have you seen the number of like YouTube listicles of this many cozy games that aren't farming games? There's thousands of them.
It's true.
So there's plenty of cozy games, but for some reason, I think it's the success of Stardew. They're just too successful.
I'll do it.
That makes people think of farming games, but maybe there are plenty, and I'm just thinking of that there aren't that many good ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably just the sheer amount. Where like, again, my default I always go to Stardew Valley, that I think of Potion Permit, and I'm sure I could, like, if I sat here and really thought, like, I think of Moonstone Island, which is another one. I'm like, I want to get back to that one and play more of it, because that's cozy life sim, but it's also deck building and like creature catcher type deal. Like, there's all these different things to it that I think still make it adorable, and the sprite works so cute. It is so cute. And Moonstone Island. There's a lot of games. It's a long week, Tofr. Let me tell you what. But yeah, I think cozy is such this broad thing that, though I think you can easily define it in any way, shape, or form when you look at something like that's a cozy game. I think everything can fall under that. I just think in much smaller percentages, I'm gonna look at a Hoko Island and be like, oh, that's a cozy game, versus I'm gonna look at, try to scan my room, Dodgeball Academia that I see over there on the wall. I don't think many people are calling that their cozy game, but I'm sure someone is. Someone out there is, and I get it, because Dodgeball Academia is fucking fun. Great game. Cool game. Oh man, I know you had a doc. Do you have any other thoughts on the cozy game stuff that were like, hey, this is important, bring this up?
I think I said what I wanted to say.
There you have it. We did it.
Yeah.
Let's see it. What are you tagging me in over here on Twitter?
Me?
Yeah, you tagged me in some.
I tagged you in some?
You did. This is, I don't know how long ago this was. This is at 150. Oh, I see. I don't know if that's embargo. Whatever. It's a game. It's upcoming. So I gotta go check. Did I read this notification, or I was like, no, this is a new one. Okay, let me look. You trying to put more games in my pocket, Tofr? Did you see the market board? I mean, you didn't, because it's got embargoes on it. So.
All of the indies, Danny.
I can't. All of them. I don't have enough power. Only so many hours in the day. But yes, chat, let us know what your cozy games are and what you find the definition is to be, and tell us all about your cozy experiences. Timestamp, bada bing, bada boom. This is a great moment where I'm going to tell you about my epic creator code and why you should use it leading into this new Fortnite season. Are you also addicted to buying Fortnite skins? Then I've got an idea for you. Why not use code CGDannyB in the Fortnite item shop? Tomorrow, the brand new season of Fortnite, Chapter 5, Season 4, Absolute Doom is kicking off, and there's going to be a bunch of new skins to check out. Dr. Doom is back, and it's up to the Marvel heroes to save, I guess, the battle bus? Fortnite lore's a little over my head, honestly. But with characters like War Machine, Gwenpool, Shorty as the Black Panther, and probably everybody's most anticipated skin, the Pilverine. Plus, we'll see a bunch of the X-Men skins hitting the item shop, like Cyclops, Colossus, and Jubilee. And I hear they're available right now. And if Marvel's not your thing, no sweat. In the future, we'll be seeing a bunch of other crossovers, like more Star Wars, The Incredibles, and the Disney Villains bundle. Yes, I've also always wanted to see Captain Hook running around with a pump shotgun. Just make sure when you go to the Fortnite item shop on your preferred platform, go to the bottom of the screen and type in code CGDannyB. It won't cost you anything extra, and it helps support me as a creator. Just make sure you go back in every 2 weeks and type it in again, because Fortnite resets that little stinker. Plus, it sounds like we're planning another Fortnite fashion show closer to the end of the year. So keep an eye out for that as you load up your locker with a bunch of new skins to show off. And if you happen to use my code for anything, don't hesitate to tweet at me, tag me on Instagram, and let me know that you use that code, because that makes you a special person, and I appreciate you. So one last time, be sure to use code CGDannyB at checkout in the Fortnite item shop. Let's get back to the show. Thanks, Danny, and thank you for using my Epic Creator Code. Yeah, listen, you've been seeing this new stuff? This Fortnite season, Tofr?
I love the Marvel stuff.
The Marvel stuff, baby. Gwenpool. They have fucking Shuri, like the Black Panther. Dog. I was like, listen, I'm gonna look up later. But like, oh, I gotta get her. I gotta get that skin, dog.
Listen, I feel weird running around as Black Panther with a gun.
Fair enough. I've already been doing it. I bought the first Black Panther skin. I run around. I'm just like Wakanda forever. Oh man, Fortnite's wild. If in another timeline, not even another timeline, in a past life. Again, not a past life. Just a long time ago when I was playing Fortnite, I was buying new skins all the time. Every time they drop a new one, I'm like $20, nothing. I got a little expensive. You ain't been doing that. You ain't doing that anymore. That being said, if you're out there and you can afford $20 a skin every day of your life, be sure to use code CGDannyB at checkout, because that helps me out a lot. And then Epic will be like, this guy's pretty cool. Normally I tell you to use it when you get the free games, but I think they took that away. Like if you go to redeem the free games, it's not an option anymore. Not that I think I actually got a kickback from that at all. And then maybe that's why they took it out, because people were doing it. Like, we're just getting all these stats that don't make sense. You're not getting paid anything. Blah, blah, blah. So, but, no, I'm excited. The new season starts. This episode drops on the 15th. So tomorrow, as of this episode coming out. So I'm excited. Battle Pass.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyway, Fortnite's not indie. So Tofr, we've been playing games. What you been playing lately? You got some stuff on there? So you got a list?
Oh, I do. And the first game is one that I have been looking forward to for quite some time. It's called Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers.
Oh, okay. And now we talk about 4. What do you like it?
This game, I knew of this one before I knew of Balatro.
Oh, shit.
And I mentioned Balatro because the games do share some DNA.
Yeah, 100%.
Because basically what Balatro is for poker, Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers is for blackjack.
Yeah.
So for the people who don't know, I don't know if blackjack is all that popular. I mean, poker is, but blackjack, I don't know. So in blackjack, you try to get to 21 or as close to it as you can without going over. In this game, you play this against someone else, and if either of you has a higher total, the other takes damage.
You got nerds.
The gameplay is similar to Balatro in that you aren't limited to just your standard deck of cards. There's business cards, tarot cards, a Balatro Joker card. Geralt of Rivia is there for some reason. Okay. Yeah. And you also get chips that will give you advantages in certain situations. Where the game differs from Balatro is in the way it's presented. For the people who are watching on YouTube, you can see that the visual style is like a really cool retro art style. And the other big difference is that there's kind of a story going on here. You're trying to get to the manager of the casino that you're playing in. Why? I'm not going to spoil that because, I'm not going to spoil it because I don't know yet. But I wouldn't spoil it anyway because we're nice here.
You love it.
Along the way, you play all kinds of people and even rats and dogs. It's a lot of fun. The only thing I have, obviously, there's gonna be comparisons to Balatro. And what I liked more in Balatro is that I didn't get as pissed off as I did with this game. Okay. I got frustrated so often because there would be these runs where I'm doing really well, and then I'd face one player who just keeps getting blackjacks. I'm like, how? You're seven in a row. And I'm like, I cannot do you as long as they get blackjacks, you can't do any damage. And the thing is, at first you're being careful and you take a little bit of damage. But the thing is, when you go over 21, your score goes back to 0, and you get all of the damage. that the other player will give you. So it gets frustrating.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've rage quit a couple of times, but then 10 minutes later, I just picked my Steam Deck back up.
And get back on there.
Fine.
You know what I mean? You see the kid like, this game's dumb. Yeah, all right, let's keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're saying like you want to hit 21, that's when you do the damage. Is there like the strat, if I hit 20, right? Or I'm like, the only card I can get is an ace. I don't know, do they do aces high and low? Or I don't know if one or the other.
Yeah. Aces automatically adjust.
Okay.
So if
cool.
if you have like over 12, it's automatically gonna be a 1.
Cool.
If you have less than 12, it's gonna be an 11.
Cool.
But the thing is, you don't have to get 21 each time. You're both playing at the same time. And for example, if you have 20 and the other player gets 18, you do 2 damage.
Oh, okay. So you make okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So trying to think here. I'm like doing the thing where I'm putting the cards in my head in front of me, like, so if I do this and that way. So it goes by like that round, right? So if I hit that 20 and you hit the 15, do you choose to just like stand then? Do you like forward, like I'm gonna stop here? And then you're like, cool, I'm just gonna take the 5 damage because I don't think I have the odds of beating Danny in this round? Or is it once they bust, you're like, cool, now the damage is distributed? Like what does that look like in terms of deciding the number of how much damage you take?
You can choose when to stand.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, if you both have 21 or less, the damage you do is just the highest score minus the lowest score.
Okay.
So if one player has 20, the other player has 15, you're going to do 5 damage.
Yeah.
If I score 20 and then the other player goes bust,
okay,
I do 20 damage.
Ooh, okay.
So you see, that's what I meant with like when you have these players that just consistently get
blackjack, right? And he just can't.
At first you're like careful, and you like at 18 you fold.
Yeah.
But then you start like you start taking risks, and then you bust, and then you bust again, and then all of a sudden you're taking all of this damage, and your run is over, and like I quit this game, but I keep going back to it. Like I saw was it the Indie Informer?
Probably.
I think so. That
Joe
had
Grote, friend of the show, great person.
That had a review up, and the title just said, "I can quit when I want."
That's pretty great.
That felt right. That felt right for this game.
Oh man, listen, if this is just the start of like more card games like this, like if I can get a roguelike Go Fish, oh my god, the hours I would look, because I am not a card game person. It's Go Fish. Everyone calls it something different, but Egyptian Rat Killer. That's maybe a unique one that I don't know how many people will get it and be like, I'm into this one, but like I would play the fuck out of those, like for sure. But yeah, just Go Fish roguelike where like I've like, turn everything into a da-da-da-da, but I guess you got to figure out how to turn the AI to like, do you have any 2s or whatever? But I love this trend of like card game roguelikes. Like not even just like deck building, or like specifically like take a regular card game turned into a roguelike, and this is really fun. I need to get to this one specifically. It's still on my wish list, but the marker board is full. It's going to be a running bit where I have the marker board to talk about, but like it's got embargoes and stuff that I can't show. So I can't ever show the marker board. It's just going to be an illusion. I didn't want to imagine what the marker board is. maybe I just won't add anything to it yet. And then when those embargoes up, I'm like, this is what the marker board looks like. Here's your image. Now just insert whatever game you think I'm playing at any given time. But yeah.
But the cool thing about this one as well, and Balatro, is that I think this is like a safer option than gambling.
100%. I see that.
I think you get the same fix from it, although I've never started to gamble.
Same.
Because I think I would get hooked. But yeah, I think this is a fun substitute for that.
Yeah. I'd love to see if that's a statistic of like how many people, like I used to go to the casino every weekend. Now I just stay home and play a little Balatro every night. Like, even though it's like, you're just playing games or somebody, if that's saving like financially, if the $15-$20 investment in Balatro, I think this one was 20 or 17 or something in that ballpark. But if the investment on like buying one game to do my roguelike runs at home as opposed to go to the casino every weekend and losing my money and gambling and Saturday. And like, I would love to see that statistic of like Balatro brings down gambling rates substantially. Casino's pissed. Like, that'd be wild. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. But what have you been playing?
Let me tell you. I've been playing a little game called Oddada. I've been playing about it. We'll start with Oddada. I actually got a key for this the other day, so a huge shout out to the team, Sven and Matilda, for setting me up for a key for this one. So, man, I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe it because I think roguelike is off base.
Okay.
But it is a rhythm game where you're essentially playing with all these different toys in your house to build a song. So like you have a train, which is kind of like it conducts where your song is going to go. Once you get to a station, they all vary. Like if you're watching the video version, there's one that's like a mountain valley type deal where you place little buildings, and as they wave, they play notes. Sometimes you can stack those buildings on top of each other, so they'll go like one will go ding, and then if you put three, they're like ding ding ding. There's one where it's some crabs who like their eyes kind of ting and like at a pace, and you can change them like a metronome so they go at different rates. I am not musically inclined enough to give you the scientific terminology of he hit the crescendo when the blah 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 blah. I don't know those words. I am really good at going in and making one section sound awesome. But once you add that to your train and move to the next station, then you make a brand new section of the song. And then you add that to your train, and when you hit their buttons, you can play the whole thing. So I'll have one that's this genuine melodious, like ding ding a ling, ding ding ding, ding ding a ling, ding ding ding. I'm like, this sounds pretty good. What's next? I'll make a brand new one. And then it's just like, like, oh no, that's not a song anymore. It's not a song anymore. I thought I had this. I was telling a friend last night, I'd love to sit down with one of my like musically inclined friends to be like, hey, what does this sound? Can you hear the notes? You're like, are you going to Charlie Puth this for me? And be like, yes, that's a high G, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, the notes. So you tell me to put this here and there. A lot of my high school music friends are great. Current music friends, like here, like on a regular basis, readily accessible, kind of assholes when it comes to music. I'm sorry if you guys are listening, but you are. Yeah, I don't like talking to you about music. But, but yeah, it seems like a really fun. What people who are inclined with music or know music, I think could have a really good time just building songs. Imagine just like a gamified garage band or whatever music program you like. It's just chill. It's really fun. I built a song yesterday. Once you're done, you do like a final recording where you have your train set up, and you kind of start and stop each section of a song as you please. It's like you're like going over a mountain. You'll be like, start A, start C, stop A, start E, and like they'll just kind of go, right? And then the final recording, it prints out as a tape. You take that to your tape deck. You can either store it, trash it, or you can put it on the dock to export it, and then you can export an actual WAV file of your song.
Really?
I did it by accident yesterday, not knowing what I was doing. I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm uploading. And then it's like, do you want to save it to your desktop? I'm like, oh no, my song's terrible. So I put it in the box and let it alone. So that was my only run so far, but like it exists. I have my track. I'm saying if we get 20 likes on this episode of the podcast, I'll release the Danny cut. I'll release it. Like. But it's really fun. I think this is really cute. I enjoy this one a lot.
It looks fantastic. It looks like it gets it's all about like the joy of creativity.
1000%.
The colorful. It's so colorful. It looks like playing around with sound, and that's.
And even as I like,
it looks like a joy.
Look at some of these, like again for video watchers, this is not a stage I've gotten yet. It's like a computer monitor with knobs and stuff. I'm not sure what you plug in where. There's like a mouse pad type deal, so I guess you put the house on that. But there's also this weird little ghost guy. Not sure what that is. But like here's like the mountain and valley one I talk about, right? So from the far left side, it'll like it's like a wave, right? So it's like ting 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 all the way across. And if there's nothing on it, it'll be silent. But you get to like the third one, you have like 4 houses. It'll play all those notes at once. I'm sure, again, there's a science. So the red ones are this note, the blue ones are this note, or if I have them stacked this high, they'll make this much noise or whatever. Another one here, it's like a choir. I haven't gotten this level yet, but it looks like there's also like actual like sheet music here that I guess you can kind of decide what you're doing. It's just charming. It's relaxing. If you enjoy making music, I think you'll have a good time with Oddada. If you don't, you'll probably still have a good time. You'll just be like, I don't know how to make a good song. But it's almost like the kid, right? In like the daycare where you have the one kid who has like the little cat piano and he starts smacking keys. And like every now and again you're like, ooh, that was a good note there, Sonny. And then it's like, but it's a mess. But cute.
It's
really
a fun
cute.
mess.
It's a fun mess. This one comes out the day this episode drops. So I'm assuming it's staying up. There is a demo you can check out. If the demo's gone, it's not my fault. Blame the developers. But I don't currently see a price listed yet, but I have to imagine somewhere in the $10-15 range probably for this one. Mm-hmm. But cool. It's cute. However, timestamp. Tofr, you got other things you're playing. What else you been playing?
Okay, so you know how like I mentioned that if devs want to make a roguelike deck builder, that they should try not to be like Slay the Spire.
Okay.
So here's a game that is like Slay the Spire, but has so much of its own going on as well. It's called Knock on the Coffin Lid.
I'm excited to hear about this one because I've seen it, but I know like very little about it.
Well, it released in 1.0 after 4 years, I think, in early access.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. I had tried this game out before during its early access period, and I was already impressed with it back then.
Okay.
Now, I have to mention that according to a tweet from the devs themselves, people seem to have had quite some bugs after the release.
Okay.
I haven't encountered any of them with during my playthrough, but I haven't been able to play as much since I had like other games to play as well this week. But what I really like about this one, more so than with Slay the Spire, is that there's a story. There's like voice acting. There's an explanation for why you start new runs after you die. Like you're being brought back to life by someone who's helping you? ?
The gods.
Yeah. So yeah, the voice acting is really good and adds to the mood that the beautiful visuals already create.
Yeah, I love the way this looks. Like this looks like one of those behind the scenes like comic book animatic for like the superhero movie you're watching. Like I love the style of these. This is cool.
Oh, absolutely. The gameplay is as you'd expect from a game in this genre. I haven't found, like, gameplay wise, I haven't found that much yet that makes it stand out from other roguelike deck builders.
Okay.
But I have to add that I've only played with one of the 3 available characters.
Gotcha.
So maybe the variety is within those sets of characters.
Cool.
The thing is, I play a lot of roguelike deck builders, and a lot of them I just play a couple of times and then I'm done with them.
Sure.
This is one I'll be returning to because I want to figure out what's going on with the story. The gameplay is addicting. It plays well on my Steam Deck.
Yeah. That's a good thing here. We love Steam Deck quality.
Yeah, and the thing is, this game is made by Red Boon, which is like a 5-person studio, I think.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I think they've done a magnificent job here.
Hell yeah. It was really funny because I remember I got the email. I forget which PR company is covering this one, but they were like, "Hey, if you want to request a key for this one, let me know." And I remember you had made a tweet about it. You're like, "Hey, here's 3 games coming out this week," and this was one of them. I'm like, "Okay, let me check with Tofr and see if they want a key." And then I think I saw you tweet again. You're like, "I'm having a blast with this." I'm like, "Okay, Tofr already bought it. Don't worry about it. Never mind. Tofr doesn't need a key." But
I've had it for a couple of years already.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those games that I really noticed during its early access period.
Yeah.
And I need to invest more time in it, but it's a blast.
Tofr, was this guy winking at me?
But why do I still
This
feel
guy
like...
wink? Where you at? Where's this little goblin dude? Not you. Get out of here. Hold on, chat. You saw him, right? It was after this, I think. This guy winking. This guy. Yeah, that guy. This guy. Yeah, he's flirting. He's flirting.
Or he's blinking, but one eye doesn't work.
Oh shit. Oh man. This is why I can't flirt. I can never tell. Ladies, you got to be direct with me. If you're into me, you got to tell me, because I'll think you blinked with one eye. I don't know what happened. But yeah, this looks really fun. I'm definitely down to check this one out. Whiteboard, but yeah, I get visual style is great. We've talked before, like how Slay the Spire is not really one that's like I've invested a lot of time into, but then I see this format and I'm like, okay, so if I'm interested in this one, I should just go play Slay the Spire. This is one that I look at, I'm like, I should go play Knock on the Coffin. Coffin Lid, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I looked at it. For some reason, I thought Lid was like a categorization, because when you look up Knock on the Coffin, there's like 4 different versions. I thought it was like Knock on the Coffin LID. I'm like, I don't know what limited distribution. Okay, no, it's actually just Coffin Lid. Okay, my bad. I thought it was something different. But yeah, that one looks cool. That one looks really dope.
Yeah, I think if for people who were like turned away from Slay the Spire because of the art style, this might be a viable substitute.
I see it for sure. Also, if any of these games look great to you, please go wishlist them. Even if you can't pick them up right now, or if you're like, I'm on console, Danny, I can't play it. Wishlist on Steam, help the game get more sales, console port. So if you're like Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, go do that. Go wishlist it on Steam.
Exactly.
Or get a PC and a Steam Deck.
Oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Now, I'm really curious to hear about your next game.
Okay. Listen.
But we have to timestamp.
You're right, timestamp. Tofr! I gotta pull up the footage. Tofr! Crush House is finally here, bro.
Yeah.
The Crush House is finally here. Oh, it's under the Crush House. I'm like, I can't find my folder. It's gone. I lost all the footage.
You're watching all of the butts.
All the butts.
It's like when he's tired, he's real tired.
Sorry, team. You just heard Kanai's voice talking about something not related to Crush House, but that's how capturing footage works. My apologies. Anyway, so anyone unfamiliar, the Crush House, you were essentially running like a 90s reality show. You are the production team, and your production team is one person with a camera and a PDA to tell you what the audience wants. The first thing I did when I got into the game was made sure I played around with all new house guests. When we played the demo, they had 4. I can't think of their names. It was the blonde girl, the Spanish guy, the one light-skinned girl, and then like the surfer dude. I can't think of their names. I didn't pick them yet. I picked all new characters. I have this kid on the right. I think his name is Milo. He's like the homeschool kid. His social skills are not there. But in this run, he was banging everyone. This kid is out here macking, dude. I forget her name. Joyima, I think, is something like that. Tall Asian girl, really hot. Really digging her. She might be my favorite right now. But she's just like, you're a little loser, a little nerd. We should make out. And then they're making out by the pool. I'm like, oh my God, they're doing it. Oh, that's crazy. She fell for him. But if you have no idea what it is, essentially when you run this show, you have an audience of people telling you like, hey, I want to see more of this. You have the cinephiles. You're like, I want to see dramatic angles. So they want you like up on the balcony so you're filming downward. They want you behind a bush so you have like a dramatic view, or like they'll be asking for things that you can't quite do yet. Like, I want you to film from a place that nobody could possibly see you. And I'm like, I can't. There's nothing I can do. Like, so I know I have to later get a new item. But you earn money by running ads. So while they're not doing anything important, you want to turn the camera off, and then you'll see here like new ads pop in after each day that you complete. And then when you run those ads, you're earning money. So at the end of the day and everyone's asleep, you go out and buy new stuff to customize the house, whether that's toys, furniture, decoration. Here you can see I ran into this room. These two were fighting moments ago, and I missed it. And like the audience, like, I want to see people fight. And I just caught them at the tail end, but they're doing the little like slap fight thing. So what you want to do is run in and make sure you're catching all these moments. Or though I talked about it last time, people want ass. People want ass, Tofr. So you just have an audience that's just like, the one that keeps asking, like, I need 6 cheeks. And I think what I need for that is I need to focus on the pool. So I get everybody into their swimsuits so I can film 3 different people's asses at the same time. And I'll get like mega bonus points for that, and I'll complete an objective. But my pool's not cool enough to have like more than one person in their bikini at any given time. So I'm like, shit, I gotta do better at that. I gotta upgrade that. But you can see now, like the microplastics ad is playing, so I'm earning money in the top right corner. B is over here talking to Milo, and she's just like, I hope you're having fun with your girlfriend. And while this is all going on, the cinephile's like, I want a more dramatic angle. So if you lock in and like move your mouse, you can angle the camera, right? So you're like, ooh, that's so dynamic. I love it. I am currently on my season 2. So each season is 5 days, 5 episodes. Once you complete that, they'll bring you in again, like, hey, here's season 2. Let's start. I am on like day 2 of season 2. I haven't played in a couple days yet. But it is, I'm invested. This is so much fun. I'm like seeing on the wall where I'm like, I'm eventually going to have played as like every character. I'm like, that's not going to stop me, because then I have to see what combinations, like, oh, are these guys into each other? Or like, the on my season 2, I put the last 4 characters I hadn't played, and when I put them in, there's the one girl. She is super sassy. She is like the black woman with the shaved head and the glasses. And day 1, she's enemies with everybody. Everyone in the house hates her. They have you as like friends, enemies, acquaintances, but like everyone was her enemy. I don't know what she did, but she was causing shit. But then there's this big guy. I think his name is Gunther. He's got that bear energy, big gay dude, right? I'm like, well, maybe bi. I won't assume, whatever, whatever the case is. But he is already coming in, macking on everybody. I'm like, damn, this guy's got game. So like, it's that social observation of like, what does everyone do? Everyone's so like strange and doing this, and Bia just for some reason changed her bikini. But see, they're like, film that ass. Now, I won't lie, I didn't have the ass audience yet. I just started doing that, but.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I did. They're just polygons, Tofr. What do you mean? Sorry. Okay, listen. I'm so ready to put more hours into this game. This is one I did not receive a key for because Devolver doesn't like me yet. But I picked this one up the other day, and once I finish this next game for review, like I want to put hours into this. I want to put more time into it because it is. I'm having a blast. I also, the day of this podcast, because I'll be streaming the Crush House. That was a sentence. I'll be streaming the Crush House over on twitch.tv/CGDannyB. So, if you're seeing this today be sure to come over tonight, catch some fun, because I might be asking you guys. There's occasional moments like during the night and you're setting up and everything. House guests will come up and be like, hey, I know we're not supposed to talk like production and like contestants are not supposed to do that, but like, I would love it if you could do this for me. And like Bia, the one girl, she's just like, if you could film 2 consecutive minutes of the slide. And I'm like, what? What do you want me to do that? Like what? Like there's not like a watch for something to happen. She just wants you. I feel like she wants you to not look at what she's doing. So I've tried to mess around. Like, let me film. She's not doing anything. And like, it seemed like a weird one. I completed the objective after like 5 tries, because you can play on 3 different difficulties. There's casual, where you really don't get canceled, you just kind of play. Medium, where you can get canceled, but you can just run the day back and do it right. Or there's hardcore, which is when you fail, reset. Right. So there's all the different levels for it. But yeah, I'm excited to see what everyone's different quests are. And I'll be like, Chad, what do you want me to help this person? Like, nah, she's dumb. No one likes her. Don't help her. Or like, oh my God, my little Milo, my little homeschooled nerd. Help him do whatever he wants. Like, yeah. It's a good time.
Okay. Did you notice, like, I think I saw on Twitter that a lot of other indie games have ads in this game?
They do, yeah. So like the microplastics is another Crab's Treasure. I think if I sat and looked at them, I could probably pinpoint them. There's the weird one that's like a hot dog in a martini glass. If that's another game, I have no clue what that's supposed to be. I have no idea. But the one I most obviously see every time is the microplastics for another Crab's Treasure, but they're really cool. Okay. I like the little references and stuff, like indies being like a community thing. Like I wanted to make a video about all the Shovel Knight cameos in different games. I just probably couldn't do it. There's probably some I don't even know exist, and I'm like, oh my God, because their website definitely not up to date. I know that for a fact, because I know cameos that are not on that website. But yeah, there's some really cool ones with the ads, and as you complete days and stuff, you're unlocking more stuff and you're getting more ads. So I'm sure there's new ones I haven't even seen yet. I know some people are already on their like season 5. I'm still on my season 2, so I need to like crack at it. But what a game! What a fun game!
It looks really cool.
Yeah,
it's one that I haven't played yet because I would get choice paralysis. Like, what do I film? I want to film everything.
It's tough, and like that's why I like the middle. I feel like casual might be like the safe one, just to literally just do whatever. Because I feel like you might fail the day, but you don't fail. I can't speak specifically to casual, but I do enjoy the medium difficulty because it does kind of like you failed, and what they'll do is they'll like walk you out of the house, or like you have to film all the contestants leaving for the first time, and then there's like a failure slide that you have to take out as like the producer. You failed, you lose, and then you can choose to just restart the run, or you can be like, let me redo that day. Like I mentioned earlier with the slide, I was filming the slide and trying to do that 2 minutes was taking up a chunk of the day where I wasn't capturing people fighting. I wasn't pleasing the audiences by doing that. So I switched it up and I said, let me focus the audiences first. And as soon as I max out everything I needed for that day, I filmed the slide. So I got that challenge done. And she's basically like, yeah, I guess that wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. Sorry. And like, I don't know what exactly that accomplished for me. But it did unlock like a story path for something else. Like, we saw you do that. We're keeping an eye on you. So I'm like, ooh, what's that going to turn into? I don't know yet, but we're going to find out.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
It's a slice of mystery right there.
Big old mystery. They're watching. They're watching the watchers, bro. Yeah. Crush House is really cool. I couldn't recommend it enough. I want to dig deeper into it. Once I stream it, this will probably end up being my like next Steam Deck game. Tofr, as I sit here and think about like game of the year time where I'm like, let me build my top 10. It's a tough year. This is a tough year.
It is.
And there's ones I'm like, I want you to stick in there because of how much I loved you earlier this year. But I'm like, oh man. There's a big multiplayer game that's technically indie that I don't know if it's going to make the cut. You know what I mean? I'm not going to name drop, but yeah, I think you guys might know which one it is. I don't know if it's going to make it.
No, I get it. Like, there's the Game Ranks YouTube channel. They did a video on like 20 smaller games that you might have missed this year.
Yeah.
And I watched that video and I got angry. I was like, you didn't talk about this game or this game or this game.
You didn't bring this one up.
Yeah.
Come on, Game Ranks. Game Ranks? Game Rants?
Game Ranks.
Game Ranks. Okay. Come on, Game Ranks. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
They didn't even feature 1,000 times resist.
That's crazy.
I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
That's just crazy.
I can't believe it. That was on my wish list, but timestamp. You've been playing another game.
Yes, I have.
Phantom Spark. What's going on with that one?
Yeah. So first of all, I have to mention that I got a key from the developer because apparently they're Belgian, just like me.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. So I have to ask: have you ever played Trackmania?
I have not played Trackmania. I have not.
Okay. Trackmania is a fun racing game that's all about setting fastest laps and getting completely into that, that zone that you can get into when you're playing a game. That kind of gameplay. Now, it used to be that. I'm not sure if it's still that because now it's a Ubisoft game. So it probably has like side quests all over.
And climbing towers and seeing the whole map. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I want a mod of Far Cry where I'm climbing it as the Trackmania car.
Nice. Anyway, as someone who enjoys racing games but often gets stressed out by other drivers, I used to love playing that game.
Yeah.
Just replaying each level to shave off a couple of seconds of your time, or even tenths of seconds. Tenths is a difficult word. But now we have a much more delightful version to enjoy with Phantom Spark.
Yeah, baby.
In this game, instead of racing cars, you are the titular Spark who is tied to this kind of flying vehicle. And you have to discover all of these different tracks in an absolutely gorgeous looking world.
Yeah.
You uncover the world of this game by doing time trial after time trial. Getting to know the champions behind the different biomes of this otherwise deserted-looking world. You will be challenged by these charismatic figures and by yourself to go faster and faster, because once you've completed a race, you have ghosts racing alongside you. And one of them is your fastest time, and the other is the biome's champion.
Shit.
And you have to try and beat both of them. What really helps with this game is that it lets you restart really swiftly.
Oh, I love that. Love that.
Yeah, the respawn reminded me of Celeste.
Yep, I was gonna say
and that you just you press a button and you're ready to go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the music is pretty gorgeous as well, and this game really lets you like I mentioned that zone you get into, like this Zen state. This game really does that for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tofr, the whiteboard, man, the whiteboard.
I know, but the thing is, you have to play it. This is my favorite racing game in a good long while.
Damn.
And I hope like it has multiplayer.
Okay.
But it's local multiplayer in split screen, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But I have to find people who want to come over to my place and play that.
Fair enough. You gotta try the Steam remote play thing. That might function.
Yeah.
Again, I've heard no one complain about the quality.
Okay. But yeah, I adore this game. I had played a demo of it during the Next Fest, I believe.
Okay.
It's usually a Next Fest.
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm invested. I want to know more about these characters. Why are they the champions of their biomes? Where is everybody else?
Because only these guys, yeah.
If you look at like the people watching on YouTube can see that these places are deserted.
Yeah. And
why is it like that? It feels like this place has a lot of history, and I want to know more about that history.
Yeah, I like that. I see there was a moment they had like a compilation there in the trailer for video watchers where you were like smashing into a wall and it was like looked at the end of your race. Is it very much like if you whiff it you lose, just restart? Or is it kind of okay? I didn't know if it would be like I fell behind, like I'm definitely not going to beat the time at this rate, but I can still keep going. Or if it is just kind of like don't crash, because if you crash, you're dead.
If you crash, you're dead.
Okay.
But there is if you feel like you're not going to be able to beat the time, like for example, if one of the ghosts is way ahead of you,
yeah,
with the press of a button, you're right back at the start and ready to go.
Cool. Is it one that gives me a warning, or is it like what button restarts you? How do you restart?
It's the hang on, what button is that? Let me check my controller.
Yeah, think which button?
The Y button on an Xbox controller.
Okay, so the top one. Where's my Xbox controller?
Yeah,
the top one. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Is it literally just
and
click
then you
and
have
go,
like,
or does it give you like you're about to restart, or I don't know if that's an option you toggle on or not.
You click and then you get like this 3-second countdown. But the thing is, after the first countdown, each countdown is just way faster.
Cool beans. Cool.
So you have like a second to like get ready and go.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. This looks like that. This is a brain itchy one for me. This seems like a really cool one.
It is.
I remember seeing it for so long, and I think when I first saw it, I was explaining it like F-Zero meets Thumper in terms of like the style and everything.
Yeah.
And I think I could see this scratching the itch for F-Zero fans, but now seeing it and hear you talk about it, I can see it's not quite that. It has the speed and everything to it. But not necessarily racing. You're like racing, the ghost and trying to complete everything. So, but yeah, this looks like a fun where I'm like, guys, shut up for a second. I'm trying to beat this race. You're talking. I can't focus. I got to make this. I can't make this turn. Yeah, this looks great.
There is a game like if you're really into like F-Zero and stuff like that, that just released on the 6th of August. It's called Aero GPX, and I think that one might scratch the itch for fans of that
GPX.
one.
GPX.
Yeah.
AER. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, guys. Again, Nintendo ain't doing it, so the indies are. Very positive. Almost 300 reviews on Steam. AERO GPX. Look at that one. But also Phantom Spark. Go play Phantom Spark. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Looks sick. Now, Tofr. I got one more game on here. I got it. Timestamp. Sorry, I hit it. I didn't do the exciting thing. I just hit it. My bad. Sorry, chat. But last night, again, as of recording a few nights ago, I was playing Shoulders of Giants with my buddies Kanai and Connor. For fans of Risk of Rain 2, this is a very similar style, except you're frogs.
Oh, hell yeah.
So once again, I got a couple keys for this one, so thank you. This game just released on PlayStation and Steam. Yes, the 12th, either way. But yeah, essentially, if you played Risk of Rain 2, it's a roguelike where you're running around. It's 3D action adventure. And and your characters are frogs on top of mechs. So I played this when it dropped in Epic Game Store a while back. It was one I was really excited for, but it is sometimes difficult to convince my friends to buy things on the Epic Game Store. Okay. I don't know what it is. I really like the storefront, especially because you can use code CGDannyB at checkout when you pick up the new games. But anyway, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of this one. I think I really like Risk of Rain 2, but I think where my problem falls is all my friends have been playing it so much longer than me. So when I get those runs where I die and I just have to watch them play the game, that sucks. Because then with Risk of Rain 2, when I'm behind, I don't get to play that round, and they're still picking up items and tools and equipment to level themselves up. I don't get that. So when we get to the next room, I'm just bound to die again and again and again. So I lose my love for Risk of Rain the first time I die. Not lose my love for it, but like in a run, I'm like, I wish we would all just wipe and start over because I'm fucked for the rest of this run. It doesn't matter what we do. However, in this, your upgrades that you're picking up aren't necessarily tethered to the items you're picking up or the stats. The items you're picking up are equipment. So you're getting new skills. There's a giant set of sneakers that'll come with just bam, bam, the enemy's in front of you. My favorite is a garbage truck. Where literally you'll just stand and it just all throughout the stream you hear me go like beep beep, and then a truck just flies out in front of me. And there's an upgraded one that's 3 garbage trucks. So there's be 3 just like an armada just running. I'm like, this is great. This is so much fun. There were a couple times where I would die, and yeah, you don't get to pick up new items and tools, but I don't lose anything that I had. Right, I get to keep that. So going to the next wave, me not being alive for that one doesn't necessarily put me at any disadvantage that my friends had a chance to level up. Sure, they might have better equipment they picked up while I died, but they don't have more speed, more damage, etc. That's all based on the skill tree that you do from the hub world outside. So I think for me, I enjoy that a little bit more than Risk of Rain 2 because it lets me not fall out of the loop with my friends in a run like this, that I can just keep going and staying pace. We completed the first act. There's 3 acts of the game so far, according to the trophy list. The way it functions is you go to a planet. Each planet has a heat level, which is kind of its difficulty. And depending what your heat level is, you can kind of figure out like, am I capable to do this? But they'll tell you like when you complete this, you're going to gain 150 heat. So you'll be at 300 and whatever, or 400, 500, 600. For the first goal, you want to hit 1,000, and then you get to the final boss of that area. Once you beat the final boss, you unlock area like heat level 2. So then you want to keep going to planets, save them, free them, increase your heat, go to Act 3 boss or whatever, or Act 2 boss. I really enjoy the loop. Playing on my own, I got to, I think like 600-700 heat, so I'm not quite for the boss. Doing co-op, we completed that first act last night. Playing at co-op feels so much more like satisfying, I think, because you're often like, I have to run and hide because the big boss is eating my ass alive. I can't do anything. But when it's 3 of us, like, you distract him, you get him away, I'll attack him from the back because he's attacking in one direction. Like, there's a lot more like organization to it, and I like that a lot. After years ago trying to play this alone, I'm like, I like it. I just, with friends and the fact that I got some keys to be like, all right, you guys now have no excuse. Get the fuck on the game and play with me. It was really fun. I'm excited. I'm hoping we're going to continue to play through and get it. Also seems like a pretty easy platinum. Like, get a weapon, do the thing with it, trash the weapon. You can also craft weapons with whatever you have sitting in your pocket. So like, I fell in love with the gyro gloves, which are just big boxing gloves. Those seem to be it's like a quick like bam bam wah, bah, 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 very like Hades classic like gloves, gauntlets. So I've been using those. Anytime I get another weapon I don't like, they go in like a pocket. I throw them into the scrapper, and then it'll bring out a new weapon. Sometimes it's just a better version of what you like sacrificed. Other times just be something random, like, oh, you got a new energy sword, which is like the base weapon, and the randomness to it's kind of cool because you and your friends aren't getting the same stuff. You get these cores, which are kind of like your loadout or your equipment. So you can see, like, if you're looking, I forget which one Kanai has here, but Connor has the Shogun on. I think I also have the Shogun on, which gives you different starter perks. So I have like the orbital mines, and I have a charger that makes my frog attacks, more increase like plus 100%, and then it kind of drains over time. There's so many different things. I can sit here all day and list the different shit that happens in the game. But just 3 dudes just going goofy. It is 4-player co-op, but you just only had the 3 keys. But it's a really fun time. I'm excited to see more of the world. There's a great trophy where you have to climb the big tree in the middle of the map there. And we're like, we don't have the tools for it. But with the power tools, you can kind of grapple to what's beneath you. So what we would do is we would grab the tree, and when you would hit, you would kind of like launch yourself up. So I just go like, and then go up. So I got that trophy probably earlier than I should have, but I'll take it.
Nice.
Yeah. But I'm a big fan of it.
This one, it looks like it might be fun. Like, you don't have to play it every day.
Yeah.
Even though your friends are playing it every day. You could, even if you don't play it that much, you can still jump back in and not die constantly.
Yeah.
And that seems like a big plus.
Yeah. I haven't quite figured out yet. We started all new characters. Kanai had done one run. Me and Connor did quite a few. So we made a whole new slot for our run on stream the other night. I don't know how intense the heat level is. Like if you look at the top of the screen, you see it's like 325. That's probably a good 2 or 3 planets that we ran through before you'd have that level. So if a friend would jump in here, I don't know how difficult that is for them. We haven't gauged that yet. We haven't seen how challenging that would be. But it seems pretty accessible. If you make a new world, start fresh, you can skip the tutorial, do the damn thing. And then when you're free and you want to go back to your own world, I have separate heat, separate everything, separate upgrades, and I continue to do that. Or just run this world on my own, just knowing next time when my friends join in, the character in that world will be, well, I guess not, if they just run solo with that slot. See, I guess you can keep your own pace as you do everything. And then when you join your friend's world, you have your heat, your level. So just depending which file you pick.
I love the designs as well. Like the
it's really
mechs
cool.
look fucking cool.
They're cool, and they change with your kit, right? So like right now, I have one on that's called Racer, so it's got like a very sleek look to it. And the way that one works is when I'm sprinting for at least 2 seconds, I get like double the speed, so I'm just zooming. I don't know if I'm gonna do it here, but yeah, there's a point I just start running around in a circle with my friend. I'm like, ha, look at me, but yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I think there's people love Risk of Rain too. And I am in the spot where like I know Risk of Rain Returns is out. I wasn't a big fan of the side-scrolling platformer one, so like I didn't get into Returns. But I'm waiting for Risk of Rain 3 to hopefully be more of Risk of Rain 2 type deal, or another big expansion for 2 after Void Walker. And I think that's Destiny. I forget what the last one was called, but Void something. But if either another expansion or Risk of Rain 3 looks like that, I definitely will jump back in. But I think this is a good like in between of like this feels like Danny's Risk of Rain. Like when my friends introduced me to Risk of Rain, I feel like I introduced this to my friends, and I feel like a lot more like comfortable with Shoulders of Giants.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Go Froggies. But that's all we've been playing. So timestamp Tofr. You want to talk about what's coming out this week, dog?
Listen, August 15th is packing.
It's another fucking. Oh my god, they keep going. Okay, so for indie releases this week, this is from the week of. Anyway, this is August 15th through August 21st. First off, we have Dredge the Iron Rig DLC for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC coming on August 15th. I'm excited to play that. I really like the last DLC, and I was like, I forgot the DLC was coming out this month. I love Dredge.
Oh. Add it to the list.
Add it to the list on the whiteboard. Oddada coming out to PC on August 15th. Just Crow Things coming to PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC on August 15th. I might have to double check PlayStation. I did get a key for this one. I have my PC key for it. When they offered it to me, they only had Switch, PC, and Xbox. I don't know if they just didn't have PlayStation keys to distribute. I would have preferred a PlayStation one, but I just took the PC one because it wasn't there. Yeah. So that made me assume it got delayed or isn't coming to PlayStation quite yet. But either way, it's coming to PlayStation. I don't know if that's on launch day, but we'll assume it is. Arco coming on August 15th for Switch and PC. Also, there's also Epic Game Store and Steam. So use code CGDannyB. Check out my review on YouTube. Slash Quest coming on August 15th for PC. The Crimson Diamond coming on August 15th for PC. Magical Delicacy on August 15th for Switch. Sticky Business Camp Xenius Camp something DLC coming on August 15th for PC. Minimi Lane on August 15th for Switch. Gordlets August 15th for PC. Oh god. The Farewell North August 15th for Xbox, Switch, and PC. I Am Your Beast on August 15th for PC. Phantom Sparks on August 15th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Cool, that's August 15th. Castaway on August 16th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. That's a very cute, like Zelda-like game. I think it's like 3 major areas they talked about, so I feel like it's gonna be short. But there's also like a roguelike Tower of Death mode once you beat it. That's just like fighting through hordes of enemies. So that seems really cool. From the same guys who made Lunark, so that's a cool one. Feed the Deep coming on August 16th for PC. Dustborn coming on August 20th for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Let's fucking go. Mika and the Witch's Mountain coming on August 21st for Switch and PC. And that's the list. That's the list right there. That is the list. Damn, August 15th is fucking crazy.
There's so many bangers there.
God damn.
Yeah.
Slash Quest, I've been talking to the devs a little bit on Twitter. They seem super swell. At least your social media manager. Really cool. I'm excited to check that one out. I think the demo's still up on Steam. You can check it out. But we talked about it 2 episodes ago with our Indie Maniac episode where like the sword, every time you beat an enemy, gets longer. You can like spin and stuff. It's really cute. I like that.
Swordbird.
Little Swordbird. By the way, legally his name is Swordy, but he's Swordbird in our hearts. So, oh man, timestamp. And to round out the episode, don't forget you can write into the show and tell us your favorite indie games. This week, Cartoon Bird writes in to say, "Death's Door has such a funny story to tell with some hidden meanings that each person can read into. I think it is a nice entry to the Souls-like genre." I fucking love Death's Door. I love that game so much.
You do.
Yeah, it was that was the year I wasn't quite doing indie content yet, but for my game of the year I would always include indies, and I want to say that was like my 3 out of 10, number 3 like on the list there, for game of the year. You can go back and double check me for 2021 2020, one of those years. It was COVID. But yeah, if I was like rolling out AAAs at that point, just doing indie, that would have been, my game of the year was Death's Door. I love the style. I love the aesthetic. I love the gameplay loop. It's so interesting because like on paper, I don't think I would immediately go, this is one of my favorite Souls-likes. I think it has those tendencies, the dodge rolling, the not getting hit, but also in the same way we're like, this is my cozy game. I don't know if it's a cozy game. I think this is a cool game that's like a Souls-like that I think if you enjoy Dark Souls and stuff, you'll like Death's Door. But to each their own how you describe it. But yes, I love Death's Door. Mwah.
Yeah, it's the art style alone is worth it.
Yeah, this is one of the few I'd picked up on PC. And I don't like complete games on PC. Like I don't go for all the trophies, achievements, etc. But I almost did. I got to the point where I missed a bunch of the seeds. I'm like, I don't really feel like going and getting all these for nothing. Every trophy's a nothing, but but on PlayStation, I absolutely did. Going through, I was making sure I got every seed I could find, and then I missed like 3 by the end. I grabbed all those, got the platinum. I'm like, this game rocks. This game fucks. Nice. Let's go. Have you played Death's Door yourself yet, or is that one chilling anywhere?
I have played like the first 2 hours, something like that.
Cool.
But I never returned to it for some reason. I think I had so many other games that I wanted to play.
Been there.
But I would like to finish it someday, because it's like this is one of those games where you go, this is special.
Yeah, so special.
Yeah,
so great. I love Death's Door. But Burb, thank you so much for writing in. Don't forget, if you want to tell us what your favorite indie game is, you can use the form in the description. You can use that, or honestly, at this point, leave a comment. If going to the Google Forms too many steps, if you're on Spotify or whatever, I think Spotify's on the audio one with comments. Could be wrong. Find out. Or on YouTube, just leave a comment. Tell us your favorite one, and we can read it on the show. We'll figure it out. I don't want to make you extra steps to talk about your stuff. Live your dreams. But with that, timestamp, that is the end of our episode. Thank you guys so much for listening in, talking about cozy games, Fallout London, all the games we've been playing this week. Tofr, if little scrublets on the internet wanted to find you, where would they go?
They can find me as Play Nice Kids, either in one word with underscores between the words or with dots between the words. Because I am really good at social media.
We need to make you just a link tree that's just like Play Nice Kids at linktree.com that just has everything.
So I think I have that.
There you go. Put that in the description moving forward, and then but I still like the idea that every new social media has a new symbol in between each word. Because last time we talked about the question marks, Play Nice Kids. Like
yeah. See, Linktree/Play Nice Kids in one word.
There you have it, team. You can find all the links where they need to be. But then speaking of link trees, you can use mine, solo.to/CGDannyB. You can get the Instagram, the Twitter, the TikTok, the Threads, the YouTubes, the Twitch, all the fun stuff, and catch all the indie gaming goodness. Thank you guys again so much for listening. I've got some reviews to get done for you guys in the past, but in the future for me, timelines are funny. But thank you so much for listening in. We'll talk to you guys next time.